y'all. It's Joe with the Cockeyed Homestead. Grab your pen and paper because we got another cockeyed recipe coming at you. Tonight we're making a cockeyed ratatouille. No, not the little mouse guy like Mel thought.
No.
But the actual French dish that means motley stew. I've been out in the garden salvaging vegetables from those blasted chickens.
My lovely birdies.
I picked up some fresh tomatoes, the last of my zucchini. I've got some oriental eggplants, some onions, carrots, celery. I've also cleaned out my fridge, by the way. I've got some dried thyme, a bay leaf, fresh chopped basil. It's about 1/8 of a cup. Some dried parsley. Oh, you know, recipes usually call for 3 cloves of garlic. Knowing us, we go 4, and they're large cloves. I've got 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, salt, pepper. I rehydrated about 1/2 cup of mushrooms in boiling water. They give off their liquid. No, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to use it in another dish. And what makes this recipe really cockeyed is I'm going to add chicken to it. We're going to cook each ingredient separately so each one maintains their specific taste and flavor. You're going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil or thereabouts in your skillet and let it get hot. If a skillet was big enough to hold all these ingredients, it'd just be a stovetop skillet meal. But since I don't have a 30-inch skillet and don't know many people that have or could lift it, we'll just do it a little at the time and put it in my granite ware. If Mel would build my solar oven, I could have done all this morning and put it in there and just let it go all day long.
Then we couldn't video this.
Well, that's true. I'm going to let the oil get hot. I'm going to add my chicken. Meow. Hey, it all came out. I only dropped one tiny piece on the side here. I'm going to throw it in the skillet. Have that nice little sizzle going. Now each ingredient, you're going to add a little pinch of salt and a little pinch of pepper to season. The chicken's got a nice color to it. I'm going to pour it into this granite ware. And I'm going to cook these vegetables off in the order that it takes the longest to cook. So I'll cook off my onions, celery, and carrots next with my garlic. And then I'll do the eggplant. I'll toss in the 1 stray green bean I found and the chopped zucchini. I cut everything to bite-sized pieces that would fit in your mouth. And even though Mel's got a loud mouth, she doesn't have a big mouth. So we'll just add these in that order. The oil is hot again. And you add oil as you need it. The onions and celery and carrots all have a nice color from them. The garlic is lightly browned in the oil. So it's going in this big pot now. Alright, add a little bit more oil. And it seems like I added a lot of oil to this, but then again, I'm frying it. I'm going to add my rehydrated mushrooms and my eggplant. Now, Japanese or Asian eggplant is different than most eggplant you find in the store. First of all, at the most, it's 6 inches around. But it's long. It can be up to a foot, 2 foot long. But inside, you don't have the huge seeds like normal eggplant. So you get all meat. And unlike American eggplant, you don't have to peel this. We all know that the skin is excellent for vitamins. So you just wash it, cut it up, cook it. I did salt my eggplant just to take the extra water out of it because it's notorious for holding water like squash. Now that the eggplants and mushrooms, are in the pot, be careful, that grease gets mighty hot. And with vegetables like eggplants and squash, whether it's yellow squash, zucchini, or any kind of squash, it has a lot of liquid. So, grease and water will pop you. I almost forgot. I'm going to add half my fresh basil into these tomatoes. Give them a nice good flavor. Now my basil has started to bolt. In other words, they came out with flower sprigs. And I just chopped up the stems and the flowers and everything else when I chopped up this basil. I mean, all of it tastes like basil, so might as well waste not, want not.
I'll take care of this.
Okay. I'm just going to add my tomatoes and all their liquid. Yes, and the skins too. All the basil. Be sure to scrape all that fond with all the flavor off the bottom of the pot and adding it to my casserole. Now, I'm going to add my half teaspoon of thyme. It was fresh out of the garden. And my 2 tablespoons of parsley. The remainder of my chopped basil will get a nice green color throughout here with all the herbs. My bay leaf. And I went ahead and I mixed together. Herbie. I have gone ahead and mixed my Parmesan cheese with my breadcrumbs. And I just pour it all on top. Grab my trusty wooden spatula. Stir it up. And the reason why I'm adding breadcrumbs to this is because I want it to be more of a casserole than a soup or stew. And this will absorb all the juices from the chicken and the vegetables. I'm going to kind of smooth it out on top. And there it goes. One of the neighborhood tweens that watches our animals for us is weed whacking for a couple of bucks. But as you can see, there's still about half a teaspoon of salt. And the dogs don't like the weed whack. But as I said, there's a half teaspoon of salt there. I'm going to put the lid on this. And pop it into a 350-degree oven for about an hour. I'll bring you back. No! I know!
Herb.
Just so you know, it's been a serious cooking day for me. I started the morning with some very sweet stuff for Mel's breakfast. Made a lemon bar and made bread for French toast. And Mel's over here killing herself with hot water that I use. I've got my trusty assistant pulling it from the oven. It's a little bit too big for me to do one-handed. Ta-da!
Oh, that smells so good. Come see.
Isn't that lovely? Oh, I can't wait.
We'll see you at the table. There you have it. Cockeyed Ratatouille with chicken. I've served it over yellow rice. Did I mention I was cleaning out the refrigerator? It can be served over rice, quinoa, whatever you want to, even noodles, or just by itself. It can be served hot, warm, or cold. And let me know.
That's good.
You like that?
I like that. I like that very much.
Traditionally, this recipe calls for a bell pepper, but we, Miss Mel doesn't care for bell peppers, so we leave them out. That's why we make our recipes cockeyed. Put whatever vegetables you want. What end of the season, busy weeknight, you can prepare it in advance, keep it in the refrigerator, and pop it in the oven. In an hour, you've got a meal.
Love it. That's good.
Hey, it's our vegetables from our garden. And they were picked today. So were the herbs.
That's why it's so good.
Yeah, of course. We touched it.
That's really good. I like that very much.
Come join us again at the Cockeyed Homestead. This is Joe.
And Mel. Y'all have a blessed day.